You got this man, the mayor of DC, getting rid of the Black Lives Matter sign close to the White House out of fear of 47. Welcome to PTGtv. This is your host, Antonio Hicks. So we're here today to talk about something that's been on my mind, and I know it's on the mind of many. But before we get on that, I hope y'all have been doing great. I know I didn't post it. I know I've been behind another episode, but thank y'all to my loyal fans as always here. I appreciate y'all for having y'all notifications turned on, so y'all always tune into it. I was out of town again this past week, so I didn't get a chance to post another episode. And I really should load up on episodes, but yeah, I be busy sometimes, man. I'm a one-man show, so it takes me a minute to get these things recorded and edited, and I got to post reels and shorts and stuff. Sometimes I don't do, and then of course I do streams, and of course I work a regular job on top of all of that, and then I volunteer for stuff. So I hate to say it. Sometimes I get it out there, sometimes I don't. But for all of my loyal fans, the 2 or 3 of y'all that show up and listen to my episodes, I appreciate y'all for being here for me. And hopefully, I get there one. I'm not hopefully. I'm believing that God will bless over me and get to the success I want to get to where I can get into a studio and I can have a team with me so I can get more content out throughout the week on top of my streams and everything else. But yeah, we went up into the mountains for the weekend, for part of the weekend, hang out with some friends, chill out, just chillaxing, because I really don't want to do anything else outside of that. Because it was somebody doing some excursions, and I was like, y'all can go do excursions. I'm going to hang out at the cabin and just chill out. Because I had just, y'all saw, I just came back from St. Martin, and then I was sick for about a week and a half. And then after that, went to my friend's property they have in East Georgia and helped them do some cleaning up out there, like getting brush and stuff up, burning old wood and stuff from tree limbs that's falling down, and just cleaning the property up. Because it's all I book our place. And I'm my best friend, so I love him to death. So interesting enough, though, so in Blue Ridge, this is what I find interesting about, and I'm sitting into double notch. So this is what I find funny about being in rural areas, especially being a black person in rural areas. I'm about to say, oh, you bringing a race again? I really am, because this is what I find interesting about it. So y'all know I'm a Second Amendment person. I'm the only guy in our friend group, literally the only guy in our friend group. So, and it's about 8 or 9 of us. And I'm the only dude in there. So I always keep my tool on me all the time. Like I keep my tool on me all the time, no matter what, because I got my boys too. So whenever my boys in town, I'm just being a man. I got to make sure that I'm protecting my family and protecting my household, and I'm protecting everybody that's around me that I love. So anything pop off, I got to make sure that I have myself together. I don't care if it's from, I just got to be able to protect my family. And they have weapons too, but generally it's me, the one they're looking to. That's because I'm an active. I do actively make sure I know how to shoot, and I make sure my stuff, I got what I need. So I'm going down to the grocery store, because we, getting stuff to grill out with and cook with. And first time I went there, I was with my wife. Well, you don't know, I'm with my wife. Everything is cool. Like, everybody's speaking, people like looking at us, staring us down, and they come back and say, hey, how y'all doing? I didn't appreciate that. I don't like nobody just sitting there staring me down. But it was like, how y'all doing? I get it. It's like a zoo. You don't see too many black folks up in the mountains like that. So, they're amazed of us being up there, and we don't look like them. Which is weird to me, because I'm like, we're just people, just like y'all people. I don't know why you're staring at me, because when you come to my part of town, ain't nobody really staring at you like that. But whatever. So I guess me being with her, they felt comfortable that I won't pop off because there's a woman next to me. So I end up having to go back to the store because we're trying to make s'mores and do other stuff. And I'm in there by myself. So I'm walking inside. I got my headphones in. I'm listening to some R&B music. I'm trying to just chill out. Just having a vibe. But I got my pistol on me. I told you to keep my tool on me all the time. Now, problem is, I got this donk. Like, if y'all know what a donk is, I got a big behind. So my pants don't fit right all the time. So whenever I have my, depending on what kind of pants I'm wearing, my weapon on me, it pulls it down in the front. Like, I don't sag. I do not sag. I don't believe in that sagging shit. But it pulls it down in front. So I'm always having to pull my shirt down or sweatshirt down, t-shirt down to try to keep it covered up. I'm a concealed carry person. I don't want to have my weapon out. Like I know a lot of people they do it. I'm not that comfortable with having my weapon exposed because I don't want nobody running up on me or trying to call the cops on me saying I'm getting ready to do something stupid just because I got my weapon exposed. So I keep my stuff. I do conceal carry, but sometimes like this time I had on some joggers with some I had some camo joggers on, and so my pants in the front was hanging down a little bit. So I kept tightening my belt up and stuff to keep them up in place. But my weapon's still a little heavy. It's pulling down. And you can see like my gun. I'm a proper gun owner, so I keep my stuff on in holstered, safety on it, everything. But people can see it. People still saw it. So the whole time I'm walking around the store, everybody's like looking. They look me in my eyes and they looking straight down. I'm like, you're looking at my junk. So I was like, either you looking at my junk or you looking at my weapon. And clearly they looking at my weapon. Ain't nobody looking at my shit. They looking at my weapon. And I'm just like, why are you staring me down? Because I'm like, how is it y'all can walk around? When I say y'all, I mean, these white extremist people, y'all can walk around with your, because I'm not saying every white person does. I'm like, white extremist people do this stupid stuff. I'm like, I don't even get the showcase of this. But they walk around with your rifles, you walk around with your shotgun, you walk around with all your weapons on, your vest. I mean, geared up. Like you about to hit the battlefield, geared up. Don't nobody blink no eye, don't nobody say nothing. Everybody be calm and chill, but when they see a black person and I got my weapon on me, it's like they looking me up and down, sweating me. Like this ain't just up in Blue Ridge, but it really happened this weekend. It pissed me off a little bit. I was annoyed. I was annoyed by it because I was like, I've seen y'all walk through that close to the airport. Of course, they got arrested for it. Go to the airport with having the balls to have your rifle thrown across your chest, talking about you exercising your Second Amendment right. And I'm just like, why? Like, I'm not walking around. First of all, I'm not walking around. Unless it's a zombie apocalypse and we in a Walking Dead situation, I am not walking around with my rifle on. It's too big. I ain't trying to carry. I already got a book bag on me. I ain't trying to carry all that on me if I don't have to. So I'm like, why is it an issue when I do it? And I'm the one really in fear of my life. I have to watch out from a threat in my own community. I've always said that I got to watch from the threat from my own community. I got to watch out for racist, hateful people. They just have an issue with me just for existing. And then I got to watch out for regular crazy folk. Y'all know regular crazy. People that come in shooting up movie theaters, people coming in shooting up malls, people shooting up parking lots, people shooting up grocery stores. Like all these things have happened. I have to be aware of those things and I have to protect myself. Like I got it across the board where I got to protect myself. I could go into the nicest part of town and now they're looking at me as a threat because they don't think I belong over there. And it's like, I'm just trying to exist, man. I really am just trying to exist. So anyway, I say to say, that was the most interesting thing that pissed me off about the whole trip. Because like I said, when I was with my wife, everybody was cool. But when I came back by myself, everybody was sweating me and looking me up and down, looking at me and my weapon. And I'm just like, hey, man, I'm just trying to make sure I can get back home to my family. That's what I'm trying to do, make sure I can get back home to my family. But cabins was cool. I mean, it was 3-story cabin, theme cabin. Loved it. Invested in it. So, yeah, love every part of it. So what I want to talk about today outside of that is, well, it kind of coincides with that, though, is the thing that dude said that he was going to do when he was in office, and it's just dictatorship.
I'm going to be, he keeps, we love this guy. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
And I know it's a word that evokes some strong reaction from a lot of people, and for good reason it should, but his people will never believe it when he says it, and they will never believe the actions that he's doing. They've already said that they're cool with taking a recession from him, but not nobody else, which is crazy to me. But what is it? The thing about it is, what does it really mean? Because people get this stuff misconstrued and they don't even understand. They don't even understand what a socialist is and what socialism does. How does it happen? And more importantly, what can we do about it? So I know what some of you might be thinking, a dictatorship, that's something that happens in faraway lands. Like I always talk about Venezuela. People always talking about, happening in China. No, crazy enough, nobody ever mentions Russia. Like which is weird to me. Nobody ever mentions Russia. Like this man, literally, if you're not friends with him or cool with him and cool with his policy and stuff, he takes you out. Like he literally will have you taken out. But the truth is, it's all just about the warning signs and how they can be subtle, and the erosion of democratic norms can be gradually happening all around you. So we need to understand the mechanics of how these systems of control take hold, and not to be an alarmist, but to be vigilant and informed, and to be woke. And I'm gonna always say woke, because you can try to take our word away from us, but I want you to be woke and cognizant of the things that's taking place around you and about what people are doing. But before we get into it, let me be clear on this too. Like, I ain't trying to say that both sides are clean. Now, Democrats, Republicans, I'm not trying to say either side is clean. I vibe with Democrats because Democrats putting bills into place that actually help out regular people. And you can call people extreme liberals or extreme left and say the only thing they're trying to do is push this trans stuff in your face. I call bullshit on that, because what you can do is go look at congress.gov. Look at congress.gov. Look at all the policies that's in there, who are trying to put into place, whether it makes it to the House floor or not, who are trying to put stuff into place versus who is not, for the average American people. We're not talking about that's going to help people out on their tax dollars, rich people out on their tax dollars, corporations on their tax dollars, because we need to increase the corporate tax rate, which they're not going to do. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what policies the people are putting into place to help out the average American person. And a lot of problems is a lot of people don't believe in that. They don't believe in looking at it, and they just want to argue down about their opinion, which is why I don't do arguments like that, because I ain't arguing with nobody about their opinion. And it's the same thing they get pissed off about. Like when I streamed the presidential address to Congress, and on the stream I had I was on Bigo Live, and I had 17,000 people on my stream that day. Most one of the highly successful streams I've ever had. And people on there arguing, which I mean I saw it coming, but I made it clear that you ain't gotta stay here. Like I didn't tell you to come to my house. You don't have to stay here. If you don't like some of the stuff that I'm saying, you can take your behind and go somewhere else. You don't have to be here. I'm not that person to where I want a lot of people. I want to build up a community, but I want people to be here because they vibing with me, and almost like, and you agree with some of the things I'm saying when it comes to helping out people. But if you vibing with a racist and a wannabe dictator, nah, man, you can kick rocks and go somewhere else. But anyway, so they're in this stream, and they're getting mad because they're talking about he's the greatest president of all time. And I was like, you know what? I'll give you that much. I'm going to give you that for a second. Tell me what he's done policy-wise that has made a change upon your life and that would benefit you. Y'all always y'all always asking about, give us a policy. I was like, because that's how things happen in this country. You don't just get to say something, and because you said it, it's done. There has to be a bill that has to be signed off on, that has to be presented to 47, the president of the U.S., and he has to sign, like he likes signing with a Sharpie, he has to sign that bill to go into place. And then the states can choose to do that, or they can turn around and block it and sue. But a bill, something has to be signed. So I'm like, so every time you argue with me, give me something to say that this is what he's doing. Not an opinion, not a tabloid piece, not a news article. Give me a policy. And they get livid when I ask for that. Y'all always want to see, I do want to see a policy. I do. I absolutely do. Same thing as a Democrat. I don't care what promises you making to me. Show me a bill that you actually going to bring down to the House floor to be voted on. Show it to me. I don't want to hear that crap about, oh, we going to do this or we going to do that for your people. No, I ain't trying to hear all that. Show me the bill. Give me the bill number so I can look it up and I can follow it. Let me see who's sponsoring. Let me see who the co-sponsors are. Let me see all those things. But they never want to hear it. They just don't. They don't want to go with it. So, and that's why I say I don't typically support. I don't support both sides. I rock with Democrats because they're the ones that's trying to get stuff taken care of. But it's about understanding the fundamental principles of democracy and the dangers of its opposite. And as somebody who has I've dedicated a large portion of my life to the study of policy and the mechanics of its system, I believe it's a conversation that we have to have right now, and for people to understand what it is. Now, again, I don't believe any MAGA person will listen to this, and I don't believe any MAGA person will be in agreement with me. I don't believe that at all. They are without reasoning, which is why I told one of the people that I volunteered with when she made a thing saying, well, we should find common ground. I said, you can't find common ground with stupid. You can't find common ground with stupid. You got Sam Cedar. I don't know if y'all watched the 20 versus 1 that had Ben Shapiro on there. He got tore up. So Sam Cedar is a progressive. So the one progressive versus 20 MAGA. One of the guys he was talking to wanted to argue him down about DEI and how they was getting kickbacks and it help out the corporations and help out the federal government because they pay less taxes. And he's like, the federal government don't pay taxes. He's like, yes, they do. Matter of fact, here's the video.
Based on merit. And that is the emphasis
People
here.
get hired as a merit, but if the DEI, I'm talking about Trump's rescission of these orders on these agencies.
If you received a tax cut as an employer, wouldn't you hire a person of color?
Dude,
if you could pay them less?
Listen, we're talking about government agencies that do not get tax cuts. They don't. Government agencies.
They don't.
No,
yes, they do.
Now, how do you argue with stupid on that? Funds for these government agencies are appropriated. Every single year, they're appropriated for each the individual department. Congress controls the power of the purse. I mean, this is where it comes from. They control the power of the purse. And this man just was insisting upon that the federal government, federal agencies pay taxes. And I'm just like, you're stupid. Because I'm like, you have AI in your hands right now. Literally, you've always had a computer in your hands. You always had a smartphone in your hands for over a decade. But now you have AI in your hands where you can specifically ask a question and get an answer and understand about appropriations when it comes to these agencies, which is the ignorance I didn't get when it came to some of these federal employees when they were saying that they was going to take that 8-month leave. I said, you can't take an 8-month leave because you have to get everything renewed come March. I was like, you can't take an 8-month leave because the money is not there. The money is not there. How do you take an 8-month leave and get paid off of something that doesn't even exist? You take 2 months, but not 8 months. It's just not gonna happen. So anyway, that's the thing that get me when people start talking about, MAGA folk. I just can't. I don't care if it's black MAGA. I don't care who. I honestly cannot. And I refuse to because I believe in protecting my sanity and I believe in taking care of my mental health. And that drives me crazy, especially when you detox. And I encourage all y'all to detox away from this stuff because you gotta take at least 3 to 4 days off and take 1 or 2 days where you catch up and see all the BS that's going on. And then you go back to vibing again. I don't care, working on whatever side project that you got going on, trying to start your business up, or you're trying to learn a different language. Do that as opposed to consuming political stuff all the time. It's going to rot your brain. So anyway, let's just start with the basics of it all. What exactly is a dictatorship? Like, what exactly is it? At its core, it's a system of government where a single person or a small group holds absolute power, which is what 47 really wants. He wants absolute power. He wants to be able to control anything and everything when it comes to anything involving this country, from even down to the person. Even down to the person. He wants to take away all of your rights. Now, you say that's BS. Why is he signing executive orders to lock up students that protest at colleges? Or that any college that allows it to take place, he's going to remove the funding that goes to that institution. They're just practicing their First Amendment right to practice freedom of speech and go out and protest. And freedom of protest. Why is it such whether you agree with it or not, why is it such an issue? I mean, because there is no problem when you have the Nazis out protesting around people's communities.
Video later shows them near Laughlin High School in the back of their U-Haul. The group requested to go back to near the overpass to get another vehicle that was left behind with a service animal inside.
We need to get he's my service animal. That's why I really need to get him. But
get you an Uber. Let's go. Here, get your mask on. Let's go.
Officers made their way to the vehicle with a member of the group in the back seat of a police cruiser. The vehicle's tires were flat when they got there.
If I pulled you up there right now to let you get in that Jeep, there would be a massive shootout. Seriously, they all know that's your car or your guys' car. They know someone saw you guys get out of that. That's why they slashed the tires.
For absolutely nothing for us standing on a bridge. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, it's ridiculous. But and it's just like I've had this done, and it's like if if you guys just continue to let them do whatever, this is why they act this way.
I mean, so why can't students that's in college and it's a safe place and they're paying for it, why can't they get out and peacefully? I'm not saying, get out and be causing hate, causing chaos, peacefully protest. And, or telling people that they're boycotting Tesla, that that should be illegal. And because he's lost $3 billion. And so let's get back to it. There's a few different flavors of this. You have the totalitarian dictatorships where the state controls every aspect of life from your job down to your thoughts, which some people would try and really would love to do that. Then you have the authoritarian regimes where the state focuses on maintaining political control, which he said that he told a Christian group, a coalition, whatever it was, that you vote from this time, you never have to vote for him again because he's going to be in ultimate power, which often allows some degree of economic or social freedom. But regardless of the label, the common thread is the suppression of dissent, the lack of free and fair elections. This man just said that the elections was rigged, and that's how he was able to get into office. He said, I didn't say it. I just said it now, but I'm repeating about what he said. He said this.
Because I said, can you imagine I'm not going to be president? And that's too bad. And then what happened is they rigged the election and I became president. So that was a good thing. That was quite an achievement for both of us. So.
And the concentration of power in the hands of a few between him and Elon. J.D. Vance ain't even the vice president. I don't even know what he just, don't nobody know what the hell he is. He's just existing right now. Nobody knows what the hell he is. So it's like he wants to control everything. And look at all of his actions in doing so. Look at all these executive orders that he's casting out. I made one video talking about that where he wants to remove funding going to HBCUs if they have anything involved in DEI or they teach anything about African-American history like that. I'm like, it's a historical black college. It's a historical black university. Why would the whole purpose of it is for us to educate our people on what happened to them. Why would you remove funding from a group or from an institution? The only reason they even exist is because the other institutions wouldn't allow black people to even come into the schools. So let's think about that. So some of the concentration of power. It says one person or a small group makes all of those key decisions without checks and balances. He's been getting rid of all of these agencies that will make sure that you have fairness across the board with anything from police officers to corporations to where you can't even file an EEOC complaint. Like if you got any issue going on in your company, from discrimination to being people being racist towards stuff, he's broken with those agencies to where you can't do anything to have those protections to help cover you. Suppression of civil liberties when it comes to freedom of speech, assembly, and the press. So that's, just talked about it a second ago. He's casting executive orders to arrest these people that's on college. I mean, he's always talking about the fake news. He's always talking about fake news, and he blames everything on DEI and being woke. Everything is blamed on DEI. He's been firing every black person that's of any authority and power that had to work their behinds off to get up there, because he said the only reason they're there is because of DEI. DEI just started because of George Floyd. Some of these people have been in place for over 20-something years or 30-something years. It has nothing to do with affirmative action or DEI. They got hired in because of merit. But he thinks just because they don't look like him, they're not the right shade, they clearly got hired in because of DEI. Use a propaganda and fear to maintain power. Dictators often create a climate of fear and cultivate a cult of personality. So that's what he uses his base for, which is why he released all those January 6 people. He uses his base to stoke fear. Now they're trying to do that with Jasmine Crockett, trying to separate us black people. And, I mean, a lot of us already separate because if you voted for Trump and you black, you definitely are not invited to the barbecue. Which is why I made the whole video where the black Trump supporters at. I mean, with sidebar, you got this man, the mayor of DC, getting rid of the Black Lives Matter sign close to the White House out of fear of 47. And I'm like, why are we so scared of this man? Like, literally, why are we so scared of this man that you making all these changes for the sake of this clown? Like, I'm not understanding that one. Like, everything is just definitely attacking black people. They're trying to get us to go back to the 60s. And I'm like, that is 50s and 60s. I'm like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But he's always blaming everything on DEI, and he feeds that to his people to get them riled up, to always want to feel like they can buck up. Nah, they buck up against the wrong ones. I mean, it's been happening a lot. They've been bucking up against the wrong one. They've been getting put to sleep. Again, we are not. I say this to a degree. We are not our ancestors. We are not. I told y'all in my last video, ain't nobody coming spitting in my face. Ain't nobody getting in my face. And I might stand 5'6", but I just told y'all a while. I'm trained in a lot of stuff, which is why I got trained in it. Because I'm shorter than most people. I got trained in a lot of stuff. And you ain't just gonna be doing nothing reckless in my face, especially if my family around. It's not gonna be happening. So, and it also aren't just abstract concepts. We'll get back on topic. Aren't abstract concepts. We see this pattern throughout. We saw this pattern throughout history, and we see them in various forms around the world today. From historical examples like Stalin's Soviet Union to more recent cases when it comes to Putin and the stuff that he's been doing. Like I said, you can't even object to anything this man has going on, or you will come up missing. Or not even missing, you just out of a building, or you just arbitrarily just drinking some poison somewhere. But the fundamental principles of a dictatorship, they highly remain the same. And this is where it gets concerning. The enablers. These people have said they don't care if it's a recession as long as it's coming from him. They said no matter what he does, they will still be in agreement with him. You got people out here talking about daddy's home.
They're going to be like, thank you. When they see the border closed, they're going to say, this is what I voted for. When they see peace starting to break out again around the world, they're going to be like, this is the stability that we were asking for. Daddy's back.
But I'm like, I don't want daddy to be home. I want this daddy to have gone out for some milk or a pack of cigarettes, and he just never came back. Because why people, because he's trying to make it seem like Mexicans are coming in, replacing folks out. All these illegals are coming in. We got people over here from Ukraine. Ain't nobody picking them up. We got people from other countries over here. They're just not dark. Nobody picking them up. But if you dark, and if you especially look Spanish, he is picking you up. And or you doing a protest against Israel, they're definitely picking you up. Regardless if you said anything damning or terroristic, they're picking you up. They really are. And it's not just the dictator himself, but it's the officials that come in to support him, the military, the media, and even the business league who propped him up. You got these generals out here supporting him and what he's doing. Because they're all about war. You got the media from OAN to Fox and everybody supporting this fool. Even CNN now is doing it. I mean, they're firing people left and right. I mean, they got rid of Don Lemon because he was speaking too hard on him. So now you got all the tech bros out feeding off into him, which why they renamed the Gulf of America, bringing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which is stupid to me. Like, why are we even entertaining anything with trying to get Greenland? And then we pissing off our neighbors. That's the other thing too that I don't understand why these people cannot. It's just not. It's not clicking to them. So Canada has imposed a 25% tariff on energy now. Now they said they were going to do it on steel and all building supplies and everything else that we have here that we typically import from Canada. But now they said they're going to do it on energy. They said it could affect up to 1.5 million people if they do that, it would affect 1.5 million people. I don't know the exact number, but it's across 3 states. So it's across Minnesota, Michigan, and New York. Now, Consumer Energy in Michigan has said that they don't get any power from New York. I mean, not New York, from Canada. But what they did say, though, across the Great Lakes, there is a power loop. And that power loop allows them to generate power, and I guess it runs in a loop and allows them to feed off into other states within this country. And he was like, Canada is in that loop. So if Canada proceeds with their threat that if 47 retaliates against them, imposing 25% tariffs on energy, which is going to raise people's power bills by $100, then they will just cut the power off. And the guy's like, if they break that loop, it's not going to be just those 3 states. It's going to be other states without power. They're going to break the loop off. So I'm like, and again, it's like, why would you support a man that's doing everything he can to hurt you? When a man tells you that because all these tariffs are going to be a slight pain, for how long? How long do I have to feel pain? The reason I voted you in the office because I was already in pain. We got a housing problem. We have an issue when it comes to, we're talking about inflation. They want to get you in place because, we got, Biden not doing nothing about inflation. The cost of groceries and stuff is going up, which they still are. And the cost of eggs is going up. The cost of eggs is going up because of bird flu. But cost of eggs is going up because I seen eggs like $9. I'm like, this shit is crazy because like, why are eggs $9? And just, gasoline is going up. Gasoline is definitely going to be going up now. And, but this man saying that because of what he's doing, it's going to be a little pain. I thought they brought you into office, to my understanding, so as not to feel as much pain. But, nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks about when you harm yourself, the pain that you caused yourself. You want to look at how you even got to that point, and you either want to attack your partner that's in the house with you or put the blame on somebody else. Like he always putting the blame on Obama. Like Obama lives rent-free. And Obama's just skipping in his head, handing out daisies and stuff in his head all day, every day. All day, every day, which lets you know how much he admired President Obama. Because he can't be loved and admired like President Obama, which is what he wants. He wants to be loved and admired. He has daddy issues. So you calling him daddy, but he has daddy issues because he didn't get that growing up. He's a hurt child. He's a hurt child. So, I want you to start thinking about that and about a gradual nature of how these things just ultimately happen. And we have to understand that no one suddenly just wakes up and find themselves living in a fully formed dictatorship. Like it happens incrementally. You get a law here and there that has been added in or changed up to allow this man to be a complete king, that the Supreme Court allow restrictions here and there to prevent, peaceful protests and or you not be able to carry your guns if you look a certain way, and a gradual chipping away at our freedoms from what he's been doing, us being able to be freely, being able to find the right health insurance company we want to get to because you want to shut down the marketplace, to canceling prescription controls, like they want us to pay higher money when it comes to our drugs and medication that actually keeps us alive. Because I told you about how my parents were paying $450 before Biden's executive order to $50 upon Biden's executive order to now paying $600 for insulin after 47 canceled out Biden's executive order. And doing all that stuff, so before you know it, you living in a world you don't even recognize, and it's from the stuff that he's been doing. And this is why we need to be vigilant about our knowledge and about what the information that we take in. And this is why we need to understand the warning signs that are being put into place. This man literally said that he wasn't going to do anything with Project 2025. He don't know anything about Project 2025.
That I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who is behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them. And
he's doing play-by-play of the things in Project 2025 to getting rid of all federal employees and replacing them with loyalists. He's not gotten rid of all of them because the judge blocked them, but a bunch of them. And you need specialists in place that know how these systems work. But he's doing everything that he said that Project 2025 said that they were going to push him to do, and he's doing it. You take a man for his word and his actions, not just by what he says. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. I again want y'all to get active in the community. I'm asking all of my brothers and sisters to stand down from protests. You can be active in many other ways. You can do call banking for elected officials that you want to support. You can do voter registration drives to make sure everybody's registered to vote. You can send out information to people to make sure they understand. You can share this video to make sure people understand what's going on. Share this channel because like I said, I've been playing games for the past couple of days, my streaming, but I do talk about policies and stuff. Share this channel. Share other content creators out there that's doing things to help make people aware of some of the things that's taking place. And get involved that way. Certain boycotts work. Like it's been working with Tesla. Tesla's been down for $3 billion. So do certain things of that nature. I like what one other brother presented. Like he was saying that he wanted to do a boycott on Xavier Rami. He wanted to do a boycott on college sports.
His sights seem to be set on higher education. How are universities money? How are they a platform for showing the financial irresponsibility of Donald Trump and the current federal administration? The NCAA, one of the largest cash cows for most universities, major universities, is their sports programs. You want to really put a hard stop? Shut down all those MAGA folk, those guys, from being able to watch their college football games, their college basketball games. Make sure that the money that's coming into these universities that are playing scared right now doesn't flow in, because students say, I'm not willing not to go to school. I'm not willing to get on the court. I'm not willing to play. That will bring a standstill.
I'm in agreement with that. College sports are a big thing down here in the South. So if you hit people in the purse with that, but you're going to take buy-in from the players, and I understand the sacrifice players are going to have to make because players trying to get into the league. They're trying to be, professional players, basketball, football. They're trying to do that, or even soccer and stuff. So they're trying to do that. And it's going to take them or swimmers, it's going to take them to stand down and just not do it. And that will hurt their pockets. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm in agreement with him with that. But at the end of the day, though, it's really the sole purpose of it is to get involved, be informed, and do things. The only way you can hurt 47 is not about social protesting. Ain't going to do nothing for him. He don't care about that. He don't care about how people feel. His own people could come and tell him, hey, man, we don't like how you doing stuff right now. Like, it's really starting to hurt us. We losing our jobs, too. He doesn't care. Only thing he cares about is money, which is why he made the post about Tesla, because he lost $3 billion. So in order to get him to do anything, you have to get him in his pocket. You got to get him in his pocket. And the only way you can do that is by doing things like this brother suggested, or finding your own way and make people informed of it. But thank y'all for tuning in this episode. Please share it. Share it with the community. If you follow me, come to my YouTube page. Follow me on my YouTube, where I post a lot of these videos too. But I thank y'all to all of my followers, y'all the active followers, no matter how many y'all it is. I appreciate y'all for always being here. I know I'm late certain. I appreciate y'all because I know I'm late certain times. I got cereal here talking now. Because I know I'm not consistent all the time. And I try to get a post in every week. It's just about the day of consistency. Because I always have something going on. And I need to start stockpiling content and just, go ahead and get it scheduled out. Which that's going to be the plan, because I got to lock in. Because there's a lot of things I'm trying to manifest in my life, and that's going to be a part of it. I want to take this full time, and the only way I can take it full time is I have to build up a community. And the only way I can build up a community is by having your support. So thank y'all for tuning in this episode. Make sure y'all take y'all 3 L's every day. Lead with your heart, because I honestly believe that you lead with your heart, God will see nothing but kindness your way. He will reciprocate it. Live for today, because tomorrow's not promised. And laugh about the things that you have no control of. Why get upset? Why stress yourself out over things that you can't change? There's nothing that you can do about right now. So thank y'all for tuning in to this week's episode. Love y'all. Peace. Shine bright like jewelry. Of course, you don't want to fool with me. I got views and see